I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting to review this movie for so long because I've seen the other Terminator films, just never seen this one. Now that I've seen this one, I kinda want to forget this one never happened, so I could go back to Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and really forget about Terminator 3, Terminator 4, Terminator 5, this one, and hell, I haven't even seen Terminator 6. I would assume it's just as bad as this one because these films just kind of keep getting worse over time. So, yeah, Terminator 2, just go back and watch that one. Terminator Genisys, released in 2015 and is directed by Alan Taylor, who is also behind such films like The Emperor's New Groove, Kill the Poor, and Thor the Dark World. And this film is starring, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You can't have a Terminator without Schwarzenegger. If you do, it's destined to fail, even though this one was destined to fail too. Jason Clarke, Emilia Clarke, Jai Courtney, and J.K. Simmons. We are in the future, and Skynet has taken over the planet and is trying to eradicate all humans. But there is one human that is leading an uprising against all of Skynet and the Terminators. His name is John Connor, and one of the Terminators gets sent back in time to kill someone related to John Connor. So John Connor sends back Kyle Reese, but things are a little different this time because a Terminator was sent farther back in time to protect Sarah Connor. And now Skynet is not the main villain, it's this program called Genisys. Maybe you're asking yourself why I was using a monotone to read that plot synopsis. Really, it was instinctual, because we've seen and heard and have watched this plot for the last 30 years since the original Terminator again and again and again. It's this time that they're like, well, Schwarzenegger is older, but we want him back in the franchise, so let's do some convoluted storytelling so that we can get Schwarzenegger as his older self in this movie and not in his bodybuilding self from the 80s. I feel like I'm being very boring with this review, and it's very fitting because this movie is very boring because nothing is being done, and what is being done is not being done with a sense of urgency. And I hate when I'm forced to use terms like that, because that term, a sense of urgency, is a bullshit term that is given to you, provided to you, by your manager at work who's just really wanting you to be more productive. And so they use terms like, oh, you need a sense of urgency to do better. Fuck you for saying that, and fuck this film for forcing me to say that in response to this movie. But there is no sense of urgency in these characters. Little spoiler alert, in the final climax of this movie, there is a timer saying that Genisys, and that's right, I'm going to call it Genisys. It's not Genisys, even though it's like the cool app that they're trying to introduce and everyone is logging on and pre-ordering it. It's not Genisys, it's Genisys. You have the Y in there, it's fucking Genisys. But there's a countdown and there's like 13 hours until Genisys goes online, and then they do some shooty stuff, and all of a sudden the countdown goes from like 13 hours to 8 minutes. And within that 8 minutes, there's Emilia Clarke, Jai Courtney, Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're just walking into the building, and they're like, wow, the time has really sped up. Why did it do that? Well, here is the bullshit reason as to why, but let's just keep casually walking. Let's not maybe run to the place that we're trying to set the bombs and explode this thing up. That right there is this movie. It is a bunch of characters that really, through the dialogue, maybe seem like they give a damn, but through their actions, through their physicality, they don't give two shits. Arnold Schwarzenegger is probably the best actor out of all of these people. He's probably just excited because he's returning to a guaranteed payday. I'm sure he gets some of the box office on the back end because these Terminator movies don't happen without him. They tried it once, they brought in Christian Bale, who forgot he was Batman at the time, and that one did shit. Here, they finally get Schwarzenegger back, but they get him back in this shitty movie. Everyone else, though, is trying to be the cool character and have something smart and funny to say in the midst of all of this action shit. I say action shit, I mean, it's nothing that we haven't seen before in this franchise. Literally, it's things that we have seen frame for frame exactly the same as before. The cops, the shootout in the shopping mall in the 80s, and not only do we in the 80s, we go all the way to 2017, because now, through this alternate reality thing, the Skynet doesn't come online for another 10 years from the last time that we saw in 3 with Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. And as I'm realizing that, oh, we're going back in time like we typically do, but now we're going forward in time, I know exactly why we're doing this. It's because Arnold Schwarzenegger has gray hair and he's not muscly anymore, and we need to come up with a reason for him to be in this movie. That's why. So what happened in Terminator 3 never really happened. Now everything has just been pushed back 10 years and it's Genisys coming online, not Skynet, who is played by Matt Smith in this movie. And I was thinking, why the fuck are you here? And I'm still wondering why the fuck you're here. Plus, it's a convoluted mess of a film. This is not a spoiler because this was presented in the trailer, and really, this movie is 6 years old. There are movies that have come out after this that have totally erased it out of the whole franchise existence, so small spoiler warning, you've been warned. So John Connor is now assimilated by Skynet, and he's his own liquid nanotechnology Terminator. In the future, after Kyle Reese and a young Sarah Connor come back into the time of 2017, and he meets them alone privately in a doctor's office. And we come later to realize, like, oh, hey, he is a Terminator. And then he gives us the bullshit excuse of why he didn't kill them originally is because he wanted to learn their plan of what they were thinking about doing. Which, that just doesn't make sense. Why do you need to know their plan? If you kill them, whatever plan they had, they will not be able to enact that plan. So fucking kill them! This is the futuristic technology, AI, that is supposed to take over the planet? No wonder we go extinct! This movie had me scratching my head so much, because I was just trying to figure out how did they think this film was going to do well with the quality of writing and the quality of just the performances that we get here. I've come to realize that Emilia Clarke, outside of Game of Thrones and a fun, quirky Hallmark card type movie, is not good. In this film, sure, she looks like Linda Hamilton as a young Sarah Connor. She has bangs. That's it. Jai Courtney, who is like vanilla, like the vanillas of the vanilla. I get nothing from him. J.K. Simmons does show up, and I see that he's trying things and trying to be different, trying to be funny, but his character is just not given really anything to do other than be a drunk for 30 years, even though we never see him once have a drink in this movie. We just have people telling us of how much of a mess you are, detective. And we can see that as an audience member because his tie is loosened. It's loosened down on his shirt. So, yeah, in my mind, oh, well, he has to be an alcoholic. I mean, come on. All just stupid bullshit reasoning shit like that. This movie is just constantly littered with it. Needless to say, this has not been a good week for reviewing films on this channel. Gods of Egypt on Wednesday, and now this film. I question the meaning of life sometimes. Does Dark Fate get better than this? I have not seen it. For those of you that have seen it, does it get better? Comment on this video, please. Let me know. This one has to be, by far, the worst out of the whole franchise. Terminator 5, Genisys, whatever you want to call it, just don't watch it. Go back and watch Terminator and Terminator 2. You don't need to see this one at all. I'm gonna give Terminator Genisys half a Blu-ray. No! No! Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part of my video, is where I randomly select which movie I'm gonna be watching next. We're gonna be choosing from the collection that is sitting behind me, so let's take a look. Ratatouille! Hey, the streak is broken. I have actually never seen this 100% all the way through. I have seen this in chunks and in parts. I've seen like the middle part. I have not seen the beginning or the end of this film, which I guarantee is shocking because everyone that I've ever met and that I've ever known has seen Ratatouille, and all of them will love it. I'm excited to finally check this thing out all the way through, and I love watching cook shows. Hopefully this gives me some great vibes that I get from watching those TV shows in this film. I'm really looking forward to it. Pixar never misses, so we'll check it out next time. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, you can make a PayPal donation on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do. Just attach your movie recommendation with your donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, give you a shout out on the channel, and get my review of it published as quickly as I possibly can. So guys, if you've seen Terminator Genisys, what did you think about it? Where does it fall in the ranking of all of the Terminator films for you? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell to see you the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of Ratatouille. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.